Typically, when we think of a limiter in a plugin, we think of a brick wall that we're applying perhaps at the end of a mastering chain to make sure we have no overs. The limiter in the IPA 25 isn't like that. It's not designed to be a brick wall that can choke the sound. It's a transparent musical tool that's program aware. It's moving alongside the music. Combine that with the clipper and you've got a whole other set of tools on top of the compressor to utilize. Instead of flattening every peak the same way, the limiter analyzes the incoming material and decides where intervention is needed. Low frequency or sustained tones pass through cleanly without added harmonics or fuzzy bass. Transient rich or bright signals get a touch of controlled saturation, adding density where those harmonics will be naturally masked. I'll give you an example of how the limiter sounds in a moment, but it's good to understand how it works because it really is totally different than you might expect. Typically, you'd expect a limiter to just set the threshold, then everything above that threshold gets attenuated. That's how we traditionally understand it. The IPA 25 works by using a control point algorithm. This means that it takes into account frequency content and what's actually happening in the music. It's listening to the track, analysing the local peaks and valleys in that particular section of the track, and adapting to work out what's going to sound best. Instead of a fixed ceiling, the limiter applies tiny gain adjustments to local peaks, so low frequency sustained elements will pass through cleanly. Brighter transients will be smoothed, and the reset portion is far smoother, which avoids the choke feel that you often get from brick wall limiters. Even if a kick drum and vocal reach the same level in terms of decibels, this limiter won't think of them as being the same as a traditional limiter algorithm would. It understands the transient low frequency rich nature of the kick and the sustained mid-range focused nature of the vocal, so it treats them differently and ultimately gives you something far more natural sounding because of it. So you can place these before the compressor, before the mix, after the mix. I'll come on to that in a moment. I'm just going to play something, adjust the limiter and clipper options, and you'll hear how it's affecting the sound. You'll notice how the limiter resets smoothly, so it doesn't choke anything, doesn't blindly chop off important transients, and that's what really sets it apart from a brick wall limiter. Let's place it on a snare track with the clipper taking off a few dB pre-comp, then compress as normal. The gain reduction stops chasing spikes and just compresses far more naturally.